season ends with a loss to the Chargers at home, 34-20. They end with a 4-13 record. Welcome into Raiders Gameday, everybody. I'm Amber Theoharis, along with James Jones and Eric Allen. And look, this was a tough season.
Yep.
We don't need to tell Raider Nation differently. Everybody understands that. I think there were a lot of good things that came out of this season to build on for next season, but clearly some big decisions that will need to be made even in the next 24 hours to set this franchise on the right path for 2025. But first, your thoughts on the way the season ended with this game, Ian.
Coming into the season, both our football teams were in similar situations. New head coach, obviously, disappointing seasons the last couple of years. And you just kind of go back to that meeting of these two teams. I think it was like 2 years ago, and we're both opportunities for playoffs. And if we tied, both of us, and if we won, we were in. And from that point on, it just seems like both franchises have gone in completely different directions. And we know exactly what this Charger football team is all about, the identification. We need to get that, and that's what it's all about.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of bright spots, but we all know you really can't have too many bright spots when you're 4-13. Yeah. I mean, that's a tough year. I've been a part of years like that. It's tough on the coaches, the players, and everybody. But I always look glass half full, right? You got a superstar player in Brock Bowers out of the draft. He showed up. We had a bunch of injuries, and our defense still, in my humble opinion, played lights out in a lot of football games. A lot of young players stepped up. So, obviously the quarterback position we got to address. We got to make sure that we hit on all cylinders on that. And if we do that, I think we got some really good skill positions on both sides of the ball to go into 2025 with. And not only that, with a lot of money to add some more players.
That's right. And we'll talk about all of that throughout the show. Three big things, though, that we will focus on here on Raiders Game Day. Hey, Raider Nation, you're always awesome. You showed up. You sent them out in style at Allegiant Stadium, the most faithful fan base in all of sports. Look at y'all having fun out there.
That's right.
Also, Jakobi Meyers, we're going to talk to him. What a big game from the receiver.
Baller.
He had a 1,000-yard season. He ends the day with that. Look at that man up there looking pimped out.
Let's get it going. Let's get it cracking. Let's
get the torch.
Hold on.
Wait, JJ, we're going to get to that. JJ, we're going to get to that. Hold on, JJ. All right, versus, let's do highlights. Brock Bowers for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Raider Nation's behind him. Here we go. Justin Herbert to Quentin Johnson. I know your feelings are hurt. 37 yards.
That's an explosive play right there.
That is, and that wouldn't be the last one. EA, 2 plays later, 2nd and 8. J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, another explosive.
For 10 yards to the Vegas 39, another explosive play and first down Chargers. 3 plays later. There you go.
There we go.
That is Adam Butler, who, remember, he said, I want to earn that contract.
That's right.
I want to prove to them. Well, he has 5 sacks on the year. All, by the way, have been since week 11. So he really came on at the end of the year. And the Chargers have to settle for a field goal attempt, and Dicker, the kicker, doesn't make it.
That's right.
It's no good. And so we're sitting at zeros. Raiders next drive. Here they go. Aiden O'Connell to Jakobi Meyers. 9 yards.
Great catch.
2 plays later, 1st and 10 again. Worked one time. Let's go back to number 1-6. 20 yards. Hey, some explosive plays of his own on the Raiders side.
Spin on that ball now. Let's see the route. He's holding us. Push off, though.
All right. Nice.
But the drive would stall, and they attempt a field goal from 40 yards out. Daniel Carlson nails it, and the Raiders are the first on the board, 3-0 over the Chargers.
Feeling good right now.
Feeling good
right now.
Looks pretty good.
Touchdown.
Chargers next possession. Justin Herbert to Ladd McConkey. What a rookie season he's had. Brock Bowers' former teammate at Georgia, 47 yards.
He's a baller.
And again, explosive plays are a problem later in the drive on 3rd down.
There you go.
There you go, looking for Will Disley. A little pressure.
Yeah. Take a little
Laulu. And forced to kick a field goal this time. He makes it 33 yards out, and we got a tie game at 3.
This is a playoff team, right?
They are.
Right?
They are playoff, and they were fighting for seeding today.
Yeah.
In the second quarter, Aiden O'Connell to Jakobi Meyers, 22 yards to the Chargers 37. 3 plays later, 1st and 10. Another bomb.
That's
touchdown, Jakobi Meyers, 25 yards.
AOC started this game good. I got you, pickaboo. Can't look at the backfield.
Raiders 10, Chargers 3. Let's jump ahead in the second quarter. The Chargers have the ball. Justin Herbert to Will Disley for 14 yards. They had those big chunk plays,
those
10, 14.
Sticks, concepts, put a lot of pressure on that middle dropper there.
Next play, looking for the rookie. Another big play across the middle to Ladd McConkey, 17 yards. 2 plays later to the running back for a loss of 4 yards.
That's a heck of a play right there.
Chargers have to settle for a field goal. So nice job by the Raiders defense. 49 yards out is good, and the Raiders still have the lead. It is 10-9 over the Chargers. Raiders have the ball with under 1 minute left in the half, and you don't want that.
No.
Intercepted by Deion Henley. Take another look.
Yeah, the pressure kind of in his face here, and
Get out of there.
yeah, you would hope he would use his legs like he's done the last couple games.
Step up.
Chargers next possession. Herbert, Quentin Johnson for 19 yards down to the Vegas 6.
That's a strike right there, man.
Right before halftime.
We all know
Next
this kid.
play, 2nd and 6,
We all
and
know that kid can play and throw him with the best.
made it look easy. Herbert to DJ Shark for 6 yards.
Not
Great
sure,
ball
not
play.
sure what happened here.
And the Chargers take the lead,
Coverage.
15-10. Here they go for 2 points. Scrambles. Looking, and he finds Ladd McConkey, and the 2-point conversion is successful, and so the Chargers go up 17-10 over the Raiders. Moving to the third quarter now.
Right.
Second half, Justin Herbert to Ladd McConkey for 19 yards.
He's been having a good year all year
Yeah.
long. Really good
You know what?
route running.
Great route.
Their assistant
Right?
GM told me
Good
at
route
training
runner.
camp, he said, Ladd's going to catch a lot of passes for us at training camp, just when he was a rookie. And boy, did he live up to that.
Yeah.
Later in the drive, throwing it into the end zone, and a flag there, pass interference by Caillou Blue Kelly.
Yeah, we got
in
there
the
a
end
little
zone.
early. We got
Yeah.
there a little early.
So the ball's going to be put at the 1 yard line. 3 plays later, J.K. Dobbins to the middle, no gain.
This was a big time goal line
Held
stand
him
by
out.
the defense right
It
here.
was.
Had to settle for a field goal from 20 yards out, and Chargers go up 20-10 over the Raiders. Raiders now with the
go.
ball, 2nd and 10. Aiden O'Connell looking to Brock Bowers, who was looking to break some more records.
That's right.
2 yards.
That's his first catch, third quarter. Can't have that.
That's a problem. He was 9 catches short
There
of an
we
NFL
go.
record
Find
coming
it.
into this game. Aiden O'Connell, Brock Bowers for 21 yards, but the drive stalls, and Carlson comes in, hits a 47-yarder. It is good, and the Chargers are still up on the Raiders, but only by 7 now. Chargers next possession. 3rd and 5. Justin Herbert to Quentin Johnson for 14 yards.
He too clean
Their
back there.
their routes, the combinations, and how they're really good designs.
Really puts a lot of stress, and again, on those middle dropping guys.
That quarterback got a
Same
clean
drive.
pocket. He's gonna pick apart any defense.
Yeah. And
Justin
this
Herbert.
This is a huge asset for him also.
And he's
running
been
away from
doing
a lot.
doing this a lot this year.
41
making some plays
yards.
with his legs.
Can run. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and 2, and an easy touchdown. Nobody there on Will Dissly. What happened?
Again, a lot of those mesh kind of concepts where you're crossing routes and people are losing coverage, and
That's what happens
High
when you can
discipline.
run the air out of the football team.
Yeah.
You're in the big old jumbo packages. You expect and run.
So the Chargers really pulling away. They're up 27-13. There's a pass to Jakobi Meyers for 24
That
yards.
was for 1,000 right there.
There you go.
1,000. Congrats, young fella.
yeah.
First of his career. First time making it to 1,000 receiving yards. Later in the drive on 4th down, they
Ooh, he almost made that thing.
almost made it. But they turn it over on downs. Chargers next drive, 2nd and 8. Justin Herbert to Quentin Johnson, 39
Good catch.
yards.
You can't hand it off to him better than that.
Right.
That is in the bread basket. Great coverage,
Yeah,
better
good
throw.
coverage.
That's why you got to have a star quarterback in this league.
Yeah.
Say it again.
That is why you need to have a starting quarterback in this league.
Tell me.
2 yards, the touchdown from Hassan Haskins, and the Chargers blowing it open 34-13 over the Raiders. Under 2 minutes to go, 4th down.
There you
Aiden
go.
O'Connell to Trey Tucker for
catch,
11
Trey.
yards, 1st down. So they convert on a 4th and 7 to keep the drive alive.
Even just that simple, stepping up in the pocket, moving a little bit, giving the guys an extra time to get open. Really good play.
5 plays later, Aiden O'Connell to Brock Bowers for 12 yards, and he gets it in for the touchdown. That is his
Right.
first touchdown at home. Kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
Week 18.
Good concentration there.
Great concentration.
But it wouldn't be enough. The Raiders lose 34-20 and some decisions to be made. Does Antonio Pierce maintain his role as head coach, or will a change be made? We will find out. Taking a look at the final game stats brought to you by Sports Water. Look how many total yards the Chargers put up. on the Raiders, 473. They were 50% converting on third down. So a defense that has played very well did not play well today in the red zone, gave up 50% in the red zone. And then look at the time of possession. I mean, the offense could not hold on to the ball for the Raiders. They only had the ball for 21 minutes. That is one of the biggest disparities we have seen all season long. And what happens, EA, when you lose the time of possession?
You're probably going to lose a game.
Probably going to lose the game because why? How do you score?
Hold the ball.
Holding the ball in your hand. I do know the rule one of getting into the end zone is having the football. And you can't do it.
You can't do it. And we knew right away coming into this football game, it was about the time possession was going to be huge because Harbaugh and his football team, all they want to do is run the football down your throat, get into the red zone, and find a way to push their running back over. But when you're giving their quarterback time and the defense is not playing to the caliber we've seen the last couple of weeks, that's the kind of performance that Charger football team can put on you. Again, I go back to they know who they are, right? And if you're not willing or able to be able to, ball your fist up and respond, that's the kind of thing that's going to happen.
They knew who they were in training camp. When Coach Harbaugh got there, when he said, hey, you used to play D tackle, now you play fullback. We knew what type of team.
And we knew before training camp when he got rid of all of his star receivers. We don't need you. We're just going to run the ball.
Keenan Allen,
play
you gone.
action.
Mike Williams, you gone.
Yeah, run the ball, play action, go downfield to our young receivers, Quentin and Ladd McConkey. Explosive plays were the biggest problem. In this game, there was 4 explosive run plays for the Chargers, totaling 73 yards. There was explosive passes, which is 15 yards or more. There were 8 for 214 yards. 15 plus. So you can't give up those big chunk plays. And I think, look, it was the last game of the season. This defense is very young. It is almost all backups. You did have guys, most of them are fighting for their jobs out there, so trying, but it was just they were outmatched by a playoff team that is on the rise right now.
No doubt about it. And that's why when you get down in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns to help this defense out. We got down in the red zone, especially early in this ball game. We got 1 touchdown, and other than that, it was field goal after field goal after field goal. We have to score touchdowns in the red zone, and it's been like that all year long. If you're just kicking field goals, every team we play is on schedule. They can run the ball. None of these teams we are making one-dimensional, and that hurts our defense.
Yeah, it does. And going back to the explosives, what the explosive plays do for you is they provide momentum, provide like that boost of energy for your football team. So now you're on a roll. If that running back has gotten a big play, those offensive linemen are encouraged and juiced up. The coaching staff is calling the right plays. Everything is dialed in. And that's the difference between this team, the last couple teams we've played. They really didn't have an identification. The quarterback was kind of okay. We can make some mistakes here, make some mistakes there, and still kind of rise to the top. This situation here, the Chargers are really on point. The
Chargers punted on their first possession, and then they missed a field goal on their next possession, and then they scored on the next 7 possessions of the game. Couldn't stop them whatsoever. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to a man who had his first 1,000-yard season of his career. Jakobi Meyers joins the show. Coming up next on Raiders Game Day.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Hey Raider Nation, when you come to see the Raiders take the field at Allegiant Stadium, you should do it from the best seats in the house. So grab an ice cold Coors Light, and you can enter to win tickets for these Coors Light silver seats at Allegiant Stadium. With plush seating, state-of-the-art beverage coolers, and wireless phone chargers, there's no better place to watch your Raiders bring home the win. Celebrate responsibly.
taste is not an option. Taste is everything. $1,800, the world's most awarded tequila.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights, only at Allegiant.com. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. And by Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Welcome back. The Raiders in the 2024 season with a loss to the Chargers 34-20, but one highlight was Jakobi Meyers, who was kind of an underrated receiver, and we want to give him a little love, bring him in here from Allegiant Stadium. And Jakobi, congratulations on a big game. You had the 123 yards, but more importantly, this is your first 1,000-yard receiving yard as a pro. How's it feel to hit that mark that so many receivers set out to hit?
Man, it's a blessing, man. First, I want to thank God for it for sure, man. Without him, I know it ain't possible. Shout out to my family, my coach, man, all my coaches. It's the boys in the room. Like, it's a lot of people that poured into me getting us 1,000 yards. So I definitely want to show love to them because I wouldn't be here without them.
Jakobi, you show up every single week, man. I watch you practice at times, always putting that great effort out there. What does it say to all that hard work you put in to be at this point in your career?
Man, it means a lot to me, but like I said, man, the people that I named, my family, my friends, my teammates, my coaches, like, I know it means even more to them. Like, they poured into this every single yard, every single day. They made sure I knew what the goal was. They made sure that I can accomplish my goals. So, I mean, everything you say right now, all I can do is say thank you to my people, man, because my support staff was crazy.
Speaking of your coach, your wide receiver coach, obviously I played under EB too. And EB was always really good with me and Jordy and Greg Jennings, and he would always let us know, hey, Hoss, hey, you 15 yards away. Did he come up and let you know, like, hey, we close, we almost there?
Man, he been on it for the last 3 weeks, man. Hey, EB, man, he a blessing to have as a coach, man, as you know. Like this, he keep me motivated, he keep the guys going every day, even when it's bad days, even when you losing, however many in a row, EB gonna get you going. So, I mean, I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful for all the people around me. God blessed me to be around some great people, so.
And I look back at your journey. I mean, being an undrafted player is something that you will never shake. You always will carry that with you, and it probably has motivated you. So to have this kind of success, to reach these milestones, what was your journey like from that moment that you're like, man, nobody drafted me, to here you are being a 1,000-yard receiver in the NFL?
Man, it's all part of the story. I know I ain't the only person who went undrafted, man. It's a lot of people who kind of had the same circumstances as me. So hopefully they see this when they know that it's possible, because there's a lot more in store. And all them scouts who missed out, that's just on them, honestly. We gonna make it even better than what it should have been.
Talk to us about your relationship with Coach Antonio Pierce. I know many players love to play for him, have great stories about him. What is your relationship like with Coach AP?
Man, AP been super supportive, man. I'm just grateful for all the people God put me around. But AP been real supportive, man. This whole time he been letting me know, you got to get yours. You got to go get yours, and no matter what the circumstances is. And he knew what I was fighting for, taking care of my family and everything. So I'm grateful to be around him, man. I hope he's back next year. He's a great dude to have around. He kept the guys going all year.
Hey, talk to us a little bit about your mindset, man, how your mindset has to change, right? Because you start the season, Devontae the number 1, you the number 2, then Devontae leaves, and now you seeing some of the double teams, you the number 1 wide receiver. Just talk to us a little bit how your mindset changed once you became the number 1.
Man, this was something I actually had a lot of reps on in my previous spot, so I've been ready for it. It was just waiting on my opportunity, staying down till it came. So as soon as they gave me that shot, I had to run with it. You know what I mean? No looking back. So, and then the next man up, as soon as I'm done with it, I'm going to make sure the boys that's underneath me ready for it too. So we're going to keep this thing rolling.
And with Devontae gone, we saw the rookie Brock Bowers emerge. And as you look to the future, the both of you being together, being a tandem out there, what is the potential in the ceiling along with the young rookie?
Man, I'm just trying to keep up with Brock, dog. He can play football, man. Hey, that's a hell of a football player, honestly. And we keep getting guys like him, keep bringing in guys like him. I think we'll be all right in the future.
Jakobi, congratulations on such a successful season for yourself and your career. We can't wait to see you back out there at training camp. I know you want to rest a little bit before that, but enjoy the time.
Sure.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
What a great dude, and on a lot of teams he would be a bona fide number 1. I think for a minute he was, but then Brock Bowers kind of took over that spot. When you saw corners like Patrick Surtain and Trent McDuffie on Bowers, it's clearly he's considered the number 1. But he's an underrated receiver, JJ. What makes him special?
Ooh-wee. Number 1, we're going to start off with releases, because that's if you can't get off the line of scrimmage, you can't play wide out. Quick, can make you miss in the phone booth off the line of scrimmage. And then the route running. That's what makes him really, really special. The route running in and out of his cuts, in and out of his breaks. The ability to go make plays on the football, too. My man dropped 1 ball all year long. He had 1,000 yards. He dropped 1 ball all year long. But if the ball is in his area, he is going to make the play. But route running and releases is his specialty. A really good football player. And respect to him, man, because an undrafted player, and now you are a bona fide number 1 wide receiver in a National Football League, touched 1,000 yards, and you out there with a bunch of different quarterbacks that you really did not have a lot of chemistry with. But because you special like this and you wide open, any quarterback you play with can throw you the ball.
And him and Brock Bowers are going to be big for the future of this organization. Why would defensive backs have trouble defending both of them?
And here's what I say to that. Is Brock requires so much attention now that he is going to benefit. And both these guys want to be Raiders. And you talk to both of them, they want to be Raiders. But this combination, look at that, man, just amazing opportunity for both these young men. But for Jakobi, just a great year, and to be able to bounce off and be that number 2 guy off Brock Bowers is just what you want to do as far as a player is concerned.
112 receptions by a rookie tight end. Let that sink in for just a minute. 153 targets. They have to get a quarterback that can get these weapons the ball. I think it is so clear what the path is for this team. You're going to have players on defense. You're going to get your All-Pro / Pro Bowl players back in Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby, although, we'll see what happens with Max. Maybe want a little more money. Talking like, nothing's guaranteed. Want a little more money. But, you have to imagine he'll be back. That defense could be set. It is the offense that...
Coming into the week, they were top 10 with all the injuries and all the players.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Kudos
coming to the game, they were top 10. So good job. And then those 2 receivers, man, they've really earned their keep.
And we got to get some O-line help too, man. Because even the quarterback we got, when ALC is standing up in the pocket, he throws the ball with the best of them. We want to be a little bit more mobile, but fix that offensive line. We got the playmakers that can go
get him out there
to work.
Got to get him with the track coach.
You know,
his form needs to be a little bit better. All right, when we come back, what is the future of the Raiders? Where they go from here? We talk to the voice of the Raiders. Jason Horowitz is next on Raiders Game Day.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. Your 5-star chefs on 4 wheels, running your kitchen all over town, pushing through working hours and after hours. No matter rain or shine. Because when you stay hungry, your neighborhood stays fed. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
In 300 feet, turn left.
With Cox's fiber-powered internet, you can do brilliant things.
Exit approaching.
like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
And I miss you, Daddy. Happy birthday.
Get multi-gig download speeds powered by fiber. Upgrade your internet today with Cox, the nation's fastest internet provider. Limited availability in select areas.
The power of we connects you. It looks after you. It completes your circle. And with Intermountain Health as a partner in yours, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. Because the stronger your circle, the healthier your life will be. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Looking good, guys.
Thanks!
Oh, hey, Pickle!
Hi, Dad!
I brought Mom's glasses from the hotel.
Oh, great! She's in the ballroom, the big one!
I'm coming up!
Vacations are better with the credit gods on your side. Rewards once available to the few are now accessible to the many. Earn points for travel with Credit One Bank and live large.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
Hey Raider Nation, when you come to see the Raiders take the field at Allegiant Stadium, you should do it from the best seats in the house. So grab an ice cold Coors Light, and you can enter to win tickets for these Coors Light silver seats at Allegiant Stadium. With plush seating, state-of-the-art beverage coolers, and wireless phone chargers, there's no better place to watch your Raiders bring home the win. Celebrate responsibly.
Intermountain Health understands that life can be a challenging game, and mental wellness is vital to our overall health. It takes courage to admit when we're not okay, and even more to reach out. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, call or text 988 or visit strongestplay.com for mental wellness resources. Welcome back. So the Raiders end the season with a loss as they lose to the Chargers. Some good things out of the season. To recap, though, let's bring in Jason Horowitz, the voice of the Raiders, to talk about not just this game, but what to look forward to for Raider Nation. And let's start out with this game. There were some good moments. We know Jakobi Meyers had a big game. There's moments where you see Aiden O'Connell have a strong game. But overall, what do you take away from this finale?
Well, I mean, the defense the last 5 or 6 weeks had played so much better, and today it was a different story. So that would be the negative side of this. They couldn't really get off the field. Time of possession was almost 40-20. I don't know that we've seen a game like that all year long. So that part of it was disappointing. You know, Justin Herbert was pretty remarkable today. And he hasn't had 300-yard games like he has in the past all year. He's had one coming into today, and he was over 350. So that part was disappointing. You know, the Jakobi Meyers getting over 1,000-yard thing, he's such a guy that's liked so much in this locker room. This franchise really likes him. He stepped up. He's done everything they've asked him to do. You know, he was the second to Devontae Adams. Then he stepped up to be the one, and Brock Bowers keeps it. The whole thing, right? And so Jakobi getting his first 1,000-yard season is a big deal. You know, the PR staff here for this franchise has put out a lot of numbers about all the things Jakobi has done that a lot of undrafted free agents have never done. He passed Antonio Gates today for the, I believe, 3rd most catches ever in your first 90 games. That's a big name to pass for anybody. So that's a big deal. Aiden O'Connell, you know, we all know that there's going to be a different quarterback next year. Now, is it a veteran? Is it a rookie? None of us know any of that, right? But we all know it's going to be a different QB room of some sort moving into next year. But I hope Aiden O'Connell is a part of that room, right? He's obviously going into his 3rd year. He's still under contract. He has shown, without a doubt, that he can absolutely, at worst, be a backup in this league and maybe even a starter, right? Today's his 17th career start. He's won, I think he's 7-10, and that's with a lot of moving pieces, new coordinators, right? Each year he's had guys fired who've been in his ear, so there's a lot there. I think there's a lot to like there. But if you're thinking about what this offense has to do next year moving forward, you know you've got Brock Bowers. stars. You know you've got Jakobi Meyers. You've got some pieces to the offensive line, young pieces, but they need more playmakers, and they have to be able to run the football. You know, that's something we've talked about all year long, and today it was less than 40 yards on the ground.
Yeah. Jason, for you, you've seen this football team for the last couple of years, but what's the story of this football team starting week 1?
From this year alone, I think the story is multiple layers, right? As it would be with any organization, EA. You know, the story is excitement, cautious optimism. It's story about who should be the quarterback versus who was the quarterback. And then it became a story of injuries. You know, it was Malcolm Kuntz before the season. It was Marcus Epps very early. It was Christian Wilkins. It was Max Crosby. Then it was Gardner Minshew. Then it was Aiden O'Connell, right? Devontae Adams. The season, that seems like 3 years ago. But it was only 2.5 months ago where Devontae, after the Carolina game, had the injury and then was traded to the Jets, only to have a season, a very similar record to that of the Raiders. And that seems like forever ago. So I think the story of this season is certainly one of what could have been, but also it's very one of disappointment for what we thought that it would be.
My brother, watching the games, obviously I felt like the defense under Patrick Graham played their tail off all year. What's your thoughts when we changed offensive coordinators? Was it anything you've seen was different when we changed play callers, or was it more the same, or did you see the quarterbacks and them playing a little better?
So I think statistically, week 1 through week 9 is much less than the other 8 games under Scott Turner. So, you know, we'll see what I didn't go back and do the final numbers after today, but statistically, the numbers are definitely better from a yards perspective, from a passing perspective, from a points perspective. It really wasn't any different. And we all know you have to score more than the other team to win football games. And so, like, that part of it's got to be addressed. I thought it looked different. I thought the ability to get Brock Bowers the football was better the last half of the season. I thought there was a lot more creativity, but it was never in rhythm for an entire game. And you never expect to have a 60-minute where the offense is fully in rhythm, but it never really felt like there was more than 2 drives back-to-back where the offense had rhythm. And I think that was a problem all season long. The turnovers, really, we all know, at least the first 14 games of the year, there weren't any in week 15 or 16. So the turnovers, the most part of the year, was a big story why. But it just never really felt like it was in rhythm, and you never really were able to get to 20 points until the last 2 weeks of the season. And that's been a problem for the last 2 years, not just this year, but really the first half of Josh McDaniels last year, the second half of last season, and then all year this year as well.
Well, now we look forward to the 2025 season, and there's a ton of money, cap space. They're going to have 20-some different free agents up for free agency. Where do you see the priorities being for this franchise?
Well, I mean, I would start with who you have to bring back first, right? And we talked about this going into the season, Amber. The entire defense, if you look at what was supposed to be the starting 11, with the exception of Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, and then, you know, you throw Jacorian Bennett into that and Jack Jones, everybody else is a free agent. And there are a lot of guys on that defense, as JJ was talking about, that made a reason why this defense for a lot of games kept this team in those games. Trayvon Merrick, Robert Spillane, Adam Butler, John Jenkins. And I know those latter two are older guys, but they all had a major role in this roster. You know, they're going to have to decide what to do with Marcus Epps, who went down early in the season with an injury. Divine Diablo, Nate Hobbs, who missed a whole bunch of games towards the end of the season. They have a lot of guys who are now free agents that they have to decide how are they going to form this defense for next year. And then the other part to all that is they have all that money, as you mentioned, to go figure out where are you spending it. You know, last year was a big contract for Christian Wilkins. We have no idea how that would have played out. He got hurt after week 5. But you put him with Max Crosby. You think this would have been something that would have been productive. And then the question is, are you going to spend most of it on the offensive side of the ball after you figure out what your defense is going to look like? Because we need more playmakers, and they need to make sure they have an offensive line or two that they can bring in, an offensive lineman or two that you can bring in and shore up that part of the ball so we can run this football.
So many areas of improvement that need to happen for this team, and we know Tom Telesco is probably already at work trying to figure out the roster for 2025. But great job this year calling the games on the radio. Love hearing your voice over there, and always good to talk to you, Jason Horowitz.
Well done, brother.
I've said it many times, you guys. A 4-13 season stinks for everybody, but I have never enjoyed a job more than this one. And so I look forward to next year, wherever we start week 1.
Same, that's for sure.
Way to go, Jake.
All right, Jason, we appreciate it. Safe travels back.
See you guys.
Coming up next on Raiders Game Day, Antonio Pierce and his final post-game press conference of the 2024 season. We'll hear from him next.
Taste is not an option. Taste is everything. $1,800, the world's most awarded tequila.
In 300 feet, turn left.
With Cox's fiber-powered internet, you can do brilliant things.
Exit approaching.
Like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
And I miss you, Daddy. Happy birthday.
Get multi-gig download speeds powered by fiber. Upgrade your internet today with Cox, the nation's fastest internet provider. Limited availability in select areas.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
This segment of Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Twitch. Be sure to check out the Raiders' fifth quarter podcast. Listen and follow wherever you podcast.
Vinny kind of just talked about it right now, but rumors, trades, injuries. At any point during your tenure, did you feel like you were working with a full deck?
I was working with 53 guys. That's all I can say. Whatever 53 guys I get, I work with them. It is what it is. Nobody feels sorry for the hand you're dealt.
You got some pressure from the D-line at first. What did you see from the buy-in as far as those guys this year with all the injuries?
Can't really say enough about that group, man. Just the way they battled throughout. I mean, a bunch of young guys at the end from other teams. We had a meeting the other day where we had about 20 guys stand up. That wasn't with us at training camp. And a lot of those guys were in that D-line room. And I thought, Robbie and Andre done a really good job of just bringing them along. Jonah, Zach have really stand out for us. Bringing in Casey was a big, boost for us. We're losing Malcolm and then Max later on the season. So really good job for them guys. Obviously, it's going to be a good, big offseason for them as we get healthy and bring everybody back.
When you look at your division, 3 teams are going to the playoffs. Obviously, you guys were competitive all year long, a lot of injuries. But how far do you think you guys are away from being one of those teams now?
Yeah, I think everybody sees the glaring need, what you need.
AP, obviously, a lot of talk for Brock this year, and deservedly so. But could you talk about Jakobi? Gets to his 1,000 yards, a clear wide receiver one in this league.
Yeah, how about it, right? Probably didn't start off number 1 for us this year with, who we had here, and didn't draft him Brock. And then all of a sudden, Jakobi gets put back in the spotlight. And to me, it's just an ultimate compliment for this player because he's done all the dirty work, right? The crack blocks, the run blocking, reverses, throw the ball, whatever we ask him to do. And now he gets an opportunity to showcase himself as a premier or a legit number 1 receiver and put himself kind of in that category. Now, what I love about it is he didn't really talk about that, right? He wanted to win. He understood. We all knew it was there, and obviously we threw the ball to him. He made plays. But if you talk about a pro that's been consistent from the day he walked his building last year, it's been Jakobi Meyers. And he's an ultimate team guy. He's an ultimate tough guy. He's an AP guy. He's a Raider. I'm glad he's on our team.
Antonio, you faced a lot of injuries and adversity this season. Obviously, didn't finish at the results you probably wanted, but Do you feel like you deserve another opportunity to be the head coach of the Raiders?
No comment.
So it's time now for one big number, and this is a huge one. 28 men will be free agents. That's the Raiders roster alone. 28 members of the roster will be free agents. So there are so many decisions to be made, and one of them is who's going to be the head coach. I mean, let's not let that slip through the cracks there, that last question. Of course, Antonio Pierce, that's a weird position to be put in. I always feel bad for coaches when they're asked, do you deserve to be back? What are they supposed to say? No. So
work your tail off.
But one thing I can say is these players played really hard for Antonio Pierce all the way to the end, and he had a real tough quarterback situation.
He did.
All year long.
Yeah.
So a decision for Mr. Davis to make, but the decisions then also for Tom Telesco are what is this roster going to look like? And there's some interesting ones.
Yeah.
These guys aren't going to be cheap because they played their butts off. Adam Butler was a 5-sack guy. Robert Spillane is top 5 in tackles.
He's a guy that needs to be back.
Yeah, in the NFL, Marcus Epps is going to be expensive. Trayvon Merrick's had a career year. Isaiah Polamau obviously is a restricted free agent, but what
last 2 years.
He was a backup that became AFC Defensive Player of the Week. So some decisions will have to be made. I think one of the interesting ones is going to be Kayvon Chason versus Malcolm Kuntz, because Malcolm Kuntz was the man at the end of last year, right? And everybody was so excited about him being opposite of Max Crosby. We didn't even see him this year. And out of nowhere comes this former first-round draft pick from the Jags that's did nothing in the league for 4 years, didn't even have a team, and then comes to the Raiders and plays like a first-round draft pick out of LSU 4 years into his career. So is it recency bias where they say, okay, Kayvon, who probably will be a little cheaper than Malcolm Kuntz, or do we kind of revert back to what we thought we saw with Malcolm?
That's interesting. And like you said, there's probably 13 or 14 guys who are free agents who are now or have been starters this year. And so that's another thing. Those guys are putting that film, putting that performance on film, trying to make sure that if they're not here, they're with someone else. But that defensive line is really, really special when you have backups who can get after the quarterback and make plays along with Max Crosby. But you're right. I think that is key as far as what we want from this football team. We want a football team that defensively can get after the quarterback. And as more guys you can have like that, the better for DBs.
No doubt. And my thing is, why not both?
You need depth. We saw that. We saw that this year.
You got one coming off of injury to where it's probably not going to be a lot of people banging down his door to get Kuntz. You know what I mean? Because he finished strong, but it's not like he had 3 or 4 years in this league to where he put on tape. So probably could get him for cheap. And then a first-round pick, come on and chase on. You might be able to get him for a nice little dollar. Build that defensive line, get some depth, try to keep both of them.
And then you pay Adam Butler, too, another lineman, that's going to cost you some money. So that's going to be an expensive defensive line. But the good news is the Raiders have a lot of money. They're upwards of $120 million in cap space. We don't know what the cap is going to be. You have to imagine some of that's going to have to be probably to a quarterback, since right now they're sitting at number 6 in the draft. We don't know who would fall to them. And some people, I know, JJ, you're one of them, you're not sure that the 2 biggest candidates are top 10 picks, and Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. So a lot of questions to be answered. And I think the good news is if you're Tom Telesco, you're in a great position. You've got a lot of money. You're now have a 1 year under your belt of being within the organization where you can really implement your plan. And one thing we did see when Tom Telesco was with the Chargers for 11 years, he brought in major talent. He's the guy that drafted Joey Bosa and Justin Herbert and Derwin James and all those players we just saw that are going to the playoffs. We're Tom Telesco guys. Exactly.
Done a great job with that.
Raiders fans should be excited about that. All right, when we come back, let's talk a little bit about the draft. What could Tom Telesco and Mark Davis be looking for? That's coming up next. This segment of Raiders Game Day is brought to you by America First Credit Union. For every Raiders first down at Allegiant Stadium this year, America First Credit Union will be donating $100 to a local charity.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected. An endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
Taste is not an option. Taste is everything. $1,800, the world's most awarded tequila.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It's your job to stock the city, restaurants and rooftops, bars and basements. Every corner store. And when it gets tough, you stay driven. Give it all you got, going nonstop, 20 stops. Because at the end of the day, every single round is on you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Looking good, guys.
Thanks!
Oh, hey, Pickle!
Hi, Dad!
I brought Mom's glasses from the hotel.
Oh, great! She's in the ballroom, the big one!
I'm coming up!
Vacations are better with the credit gods on your side. Rewards once available to the few are now accessible to the many. Earn points for travel with Credit One Bank and live large.
Tape this season, not just this game, but throughout the whole duration of your playing time. How do you assess it?
Yeah, I think definitely would want some things back, some games back, some plays back, but also made some good plays, and so we'll take the offseason to reflect and really go through everything again, and then start working on next year to try to get better and try to emphasize my strengths and chip away at the weaknesses. So I think every year at the end of the year it's hard. It's a kind of an abrupt ending, and so yeah, just going to take some time and then get back to it.
It's interesting. You really could see AOC progressing in this league.
I like AOC.
He, this was only year 2. He didn't even play He didn't play his entire first year.
Yep.
Didn't play his entire second year. Had to come in. He's had multiple different coordinators, multiple different coaches. Lost Ante Adams. His main receiver was a rookie this year. You feel like there's room for growth. And if he was given the opportunity, it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if you guys saw in Sports Illustrated, there was a great article that compared C.J. Stroud's stats to AOC's, and they were similar this year. So some upside, but in the draft, the big question is going to be, what are the Raiders going to do? Do they take a young quarterback? Because right now they're at number 6. And if you look at teams like the Titans, Browns, and Giants,
they need a quarterback.
They all
Giants
three need a quarterback.
Yeah.
So there's 3 of the 5 ahead of the Raiders that are going to need a quarterback. And we've all seen it. You can't resist. It doesn't matter if you think they're the future. We see people reach all the time with those top 3 picks. So maybe a quarterback will drop like a Cam Ward or a Shedeur Sanders to number 6. But I know, JJ, you've been very vocal that you don't even know if that's the right move.
I truly believe, watching these dudes on tape, that I don't know if they're franchise quarterbacks right now. Now, I don't know what they're going to turn out to be. I think they're good players, but I don't see a bona fide Joe Burrow or a Bo Nix or a lot of these dudes that came in the draft, Caleb Williams. I don't see that. I see developmental guys. I see guys kind of like AOC. If it's a lot of stuff around them, they can play well. Good offensive line, they can play well. So I'm not necessarily sitting here saying we need to jump up and get one of those guys. I wouldn't mind going in free agency, bringing in a veteran. Russell Wilson's going to be out there. Kirk Cousins is going to be out there. Justin Fields is going to be out there. I wouldn't mind bringing in one of those guys, let them compete with AOC, beef up this offensive line. You have really good playmakers. Obviously, you'll add a couple more playmakers to the offense because you have a whole lot of money, but I'm not really high on those dudes.
But is that another year of patchwork? That's not going to make Raider Nation. Eventually, you're going to have to get your guy for the future.
Evaluation and development. I think that's kind of where we are right now. It'd be okay to have a AOC or a veteran come in and be the bridge guy. you have to have a coaching staff here that is going to be able
Yeah, no
to
doubt.
evaluate and develop that young player, whoever it is, right? Because they're going to need that type of mentorship to be able to hopefully lead this organization to a championship. And the evaluation process as far as picking a quarterback, everyone has their own little thing. Is it measurables? Is it the ability to be able to extend the play? What did you do here? Can you throw the deep ball? But it all comes down to evaluation, development, and what do you want your team ID to be?
Yep. It's all about identity.
Oh,
You've said it a million times this show, and you are not wrong, Eric Allen. All right, when we come back, a special message for Raider Nation, who stood by through the ups and the downs of an entire season. This segment of Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders.
The power of we believes in you. It advocates for you. It completes your circle. It makes sure you have the strongest circle possible. And with Intermountain Health in yours, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
In 300 feet, turn left.
With Cox's fiber-powered internet, you can do brilliant things.
Exit approaching.
Like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
And I miss you, Daddy. Happy birthday.
Get multi-gig download speeds powered by fiber. Upgrade your internet today with Cox, the nation's fastest internet provider. Limited availability in select areas.
Hey Raider Nation, when you come to see the Raiders take the field at Allegiant Stadium, you should do it from the best seats in the house. So grab an ice cold Coors Light, and you can enter to win tickets for these Coors Light silver seats at Allegiant Stadium. With plush seating, state-of-the-art beverage coolers, and wireless phone chargers, there's no better place to watch your Raiders bring home the win. Celebrate responsibly.
Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights, only at Allegiant.com. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, choose chill, an official beer of Raider Nation. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And by Twitch, watch, discover, join in.
Raider Nation, I love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you for this entire season of showing up, showing your support, your passion, your pride, your energy. We love it.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Raider Nation, for sticking with us.
Well, Nation, that's y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
Well, thank you guys so much. You guys have been awesome.
Thanks for a great season, Raider Nation.
You guys are truly the best fans in the world.
Thank you, Raider Nation, for your support all season.
Appreciate the support all year. Love you guys.
Raider Nation, the Black Hole, all of you that showed up to all of the games in support of the team.
Yes.
Thank you. You are the best in sports, some of the most loyal fans. Going to make it even more sweet when the Raiders get to the Super Bowl.
question.
Imagine
man.
that. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
Okay, so one thing our guys, well, both of our guys wanted all year long, it actually came true for one of them. Take
What
a
was
look.
that?
They need to let our crew light that torch. And then we ain't lit the torch yet. Our crew should light the torch one of these games. And we running out of games. They ain't shouted out JJ or EA yet.
Oh, man.
Let us light that
I know,
torch.
we've
one
never
day.
lit the
I'm
torch.
just-
I think
I'm just
Raiders
saying.
Game Day, we're
know what I'm
gonna
saying?
petition. You're still trying to light the torch. You've been trying to light the torch your
Trying to
whole
light the torch. I'm still waiting until they put me in EA on that TV. I'd have been
torch?
Oh, so look
slow motion right there.
Look, slow motion. Got the hero shot
I'm sorry,
from
no,
below.
I'm sorry.
Guess who's not next to him?
Shout out to the Raiders, man, trying to make that push.
You didn't bring your family with you.
Hey, man, they were there actually.
They were
My
on the
wife,
side.
my beautiful wife, Leah.
Yeah, you act like
my
you
son,
just solo
Noah.
on TV. right now.
Wait a minute.
Hey, I gave him a shout out to the Silver and Black.
I blame Peyton. I blame Peyton.
Peyton,
Jay,
everybody. We were all together right there.
All year long.
We were all
I've been saying,
together.
Get the crew up there.
We were going to
all
get
there.
this. Did an invite get lost in the mail today?
We were all there. Just a lovely moment. I appreciate
all
you
the
guys.
times that we said,
You can't even look at it.
don't leave EA when, you know, we waiting on EA. EA need a ride all the
left
time. EA, he went up there solo dolo.
Man.
Ain't that something?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was amazing.
Wait, JJ, are you on the Hall of Fame finalist list?
You know, I quit.
I think that's the requirement to get the invite. Because our
quit.
guy
You know what
is
I'm
a
saying?
Hall of Fame finalist. We can't wait. I can't wait until New Orleans. We're all going to be there. We just really want to celebrate with you. And
For
I just
sure.
feel like this is going to be your year. So
Feeling
it's been
good.
fun.
Feeling good.
Some off-season dates to look forward to. We got the draft coming up. We got the combine coming up.
Yep.
So time to build the
Get that 40
rosters.
get that
Free
40 time
agency.
together, young man.
Thank you for everything this year, Raider Nation. We love you guys, and we're going to come back stronger next year. That's it. Raiders Game Day out for 2024.
Can't believe it.